Showers and thunderstorms are likely overnight tonight with a low down to 56. Tomorrow morning, showers likely. Otherwise, it's going to be mostly cloudy throughout the day with a high of 63 degrees. Friday will be sunny but cool with a high of 59 degrees. Saturday, partly sunny, high 65. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 59 degrees. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver County Radio News. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
This multimedia program is part of a balanced breakfast. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WNBA. Also streaming live at beavercountyradio.com. All presented by St. Barnabas.
It's 8:35 on this Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Outside, it is 47 degrees. And on your dial, it's Beaver County Radio. I'm now joined in studio by the Director for Parks and Recreation here in Beaver County, Tony Caltury. Tony, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in. And today is a big day for Parks and Recreation as a project that's been, how long has it been being worked on for?
So it's been worked on since May, but this project dates back to 2018, the initial discussions of getting this project of the grand reopening of our tennis courts and basketball courts. That conversation happened in 2018, and it's finally come to culmination here today.
It has, and it is the tennis courts and the outdoor courts at Brady's Run Park that we are speaking of. They are being reopened after renovation, like you said, started in May, and now in October it is finally getting updated. Now, the courts beforehand, it was only just basketball, tennis, and outdoor hockey. Now there is a new sport that has entered the fray.
Correct. Ever since my taking over of recreation director, the number one request from residents that call into our department is the addition of pickleball courts. It's a rising sport across the country. When we talk with our peers around the state and the region, they say pickleball is also the number one requested sport for them as well. So last year we decided to retrofit 2 courts on the indoor facility, now to offer 3 courts on the outdoor side. It is very exciting, and I think they're going to go to great use.
So to break it down, you say that there are going to be 2 new indoor pickleball courts and 3 outdoor?
So we currently have offer 2 indoor courts. We retrofitted one of our existing tennis courts to also be able to be multi-purpose and fit 2 pickleball courts. That's been for the last 9 months. We've had that. Now, with the addition of the 3 outdoor courts, we have 5 total within our facility, which we're very excited about and I think are going to go to great use.
I think so, too, because like you say, the demand has been there. So now that it's there, and even though we are slowly getting into the winter months, by the time spring rolls around next year, it'll definitely get into full swing. And along with that is the renovation of the basketball courts and the pre-existing tennis courts that are down there, too. Yeah,
absolutely. We met with USTA regulation guidelines, and that they gave us the bid specs for the design and everything. So this is a top-of-line facility from the tennis side and basketball side. We're excited to offer 2 basketball courts and 3 full-size tennis courts at the facility as well.
Now, the renovation is not just a matter of, a fresh coat of paint or anything like that. There's been a lot more that's gone into these renovations than that.
Correct. So this is a completely facelift that was there previously. The previous tennis courts, for those of you who remember in the late 90s, was under a bubble. There was a bubble there at that facility that covered the 4 tennis courts. Since then, in the late 90s when that went down, we've had the 4 tennis courts and the 2 basketball courts, but we're super excited to have a fresh new face that's right on 51 that when you drive by, you can't help but notice the upgrades.
That is true. I've seen the diagrams of the photos, and like you say, too, we talked about it right before we got on air, there was also some drone video that was developed for this grand opening.
Yeah, we posted to our recreation Facebook page and our Visit Beaver County Facebook page. We were fortunate our EMS team came down and got some drone footage of it, so we got some great aerial shots of the new courts as well.
So the event today is taking place at noon. It is taking place at the courts. Now, for those who are coming down for the event, will they be parking in the Ice Arena parking lot?
Yes, they'll be parking in the Ice Arena parking lot, as we're still with the freshly planted grass on the other side. We're still asking people to park on the Ice Arena and take the pathway and small bridge over to the new courts.
Now, is there a proposition in the future to have its own parking lot for the outdoor courts, or not yet?
That is something we're always looking at to make the ease of access for the patrons who are going to use the courts. There's no official plan yet, as we may talk here in a bit about future plans in that area, that once those are completed, I think a parking lot could be in the discussion as well.
We're talking with Tony Caltury. He is the Parks and Recreation Director for Beaver County. And again, the Brady's Run outdoor courts will be reopening today. And when they get reopened, they'll actually be in use today, which is going to be good because there are going to be a few teams coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited. We reached out to all of our tennis users and pickleball users. We fully anticipate some groups. There was some anticipation on some people who wanted to be the first people on the fresh new court. So we have a very wide population of tennis users in our community that were eager to take part in this. So we're excited to have them a part of the event as well.
And, of course, the basketball courts, like you say, are going to be used as well. And, again, it turns out it's going to be a nice day for it. The rain's going to hold off. So hopefully everybody comes out for this occasion. Again, I know it's taking place at noon, so people on their lunch break may have to sort of weasel their way in there. But it is going to be a great event. It's going to be nice to see those courts, fully open because, again, they wouldn't have needed it if they didn't get renovated. So now we're at this point. We're talking with Tony Caltury. We're going to continue talking about the outdoor courts coming up after the break here on AM Beaver County. The Beaver County Conservation District's Mosquito Vector Disease Program is hosting a one-day tire collection at the District Office and Environmental Center October 22nd, 2022 from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. Pre-registration is required now at beavercountyconservationdistrict.org. Cost is $1.25 per tire. Cash only. The collection is open to Beaver County residents and accepting car and light truck tires up to 20-inch off-rim. This event is funded through the DEP West Nile program to help reduce mosquito habitats in our county. Remember, pre-registration is required, so register online for the special event October 22nd from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the District Office and Environmental Center located off Hopewell Exit 48 to Route 151. Call 724-378-1701 for more information. 300 tires will be collected, so pre-register now at beavercountyconservationdistrict.org. Beaver County High School football has always been known as the best high school football around, and again this year, everybody around the world will get a peek at the action as Beaver County Radio will have a live online video stream for all the games aired on WBVP and 99.3 FM. That's right, you can watch the WBVP Game of the Week on Trib Live and Facebook Live. This Friday night, tune in for Western Beaver at New Brighton starting at 6:30 p.m. on WBVP 99.3 FM, Beaver County Radio online audio streams, Trib Live audio and video streams. Plus, WMBA 95.7 FM and Trib Live will also have great radio coverage this Friday as Central Valley takes on Ambridge with a 6:30 pregame show and 7 o'clock kickoff. High school football coverage is brought to you in part by the Medic Rescue, Keystone Wellness Program, Drug Free Aliquippa, LGKG, and the Lockwood Insurance Agency, among others, right here on Beaver County Radio.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
It's now 8:43 on this Wednesday, October 12th. Outside it's 47 degrees. It's Beaver County Radio, and we're talking with Tony Caltury. Today is the grand reopening of the outdoor courts at Brady's Run Park, pickleball, basketball, and tennis. And before we get into the one I didn't mention yet, because we'll have to talk about that a little bit, what are going to be the operating hours for these outdoor courts?
So it's similar to our use of the park. So we're open at 8 a.m. And then it goes all the way till dusk is the preferred hours of the courts. There's no lights at the facility at this time. So we ask the patrons and users of the area are from that 8 a.m. to dusk time frame.
8 a.m. to dusk. Now, again, I'll say it in the same way as I talk about parking. Is there any plan to get lights out there, or is that far on down the line?
That's probably far out down the line. I'm open to all options and looking at funding sources. If that comes to fruition, we can further look at that, but not at this time in the immediate future.
Gotcha. I figured I'd just throw that out there because I know that might be, it's like, ooh, that's an interesting idea. But, with basketball taking place there at night or tennis playing at night, I mean, I'm not sure who would want to play tennis at 10 p.m., but that's, their choice, not mine. But there is one court out there that still is yet to be renovated, and that's the deck hockey courts, which is, as I've been hearing at the county commissioner meetings, being worked on as well.
Yeah, we're very excited about that prospect of bringing a new tennis or deck hockey surface to the existing arena, and that looks like that's going to be happening later this fall. So that project is coming to fruition as well. We had to wait until the major project was completed before we started this one, and with the time frame, it looks like it could potentially happen this fall.
Now, why was that? Was that just a matter of having the surface to do it, and if everything was worked on at the same time, it wouldn't have worked out?
It's just the logistics of having all the heavy machinery. I mean, the concrete pads that we put in for the tennis and basketball courts were just so labor inducive that we couldn't fit multiple contractors on the site at the same time. And for the safety of the contractors and everything, we decided to hold off to the deck hockey. But we still are looking forward to later this month or early November getting that in.
Very nice, very nice. And all of this on top of what we've been talking about over the course of the last year or so, and the last couple of years, really, the reintroduction of the ice arena and all the renovation that's taken place there. So that particular part of Brady's run is pretty much over the last year gotten a full facelift and a new look. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a whole new look for that front portion of Brady's run in the recreation facility. That's the heart of our recreation department right now. And we're excited about the things happening on the outside, but really excited about the things happening on the inside as well with all our user groups and the uses that they're coming into our facility for. The hockey season has recently commenced, so our weekends are full of hockey games and figure skating. And on the other side, we have our weekend tennis clinics that the Beaver Valley Tennis Academy puts on as well for the youth.
Now, you mentioned the groups that are being involved with the indoor activities. Is there going to be any type of plan to have outdoor groups as well in that same vein? Because I know you've talked before about groups buying time and groups having the time to do whatever they need to do on the ice and at the courts. Is that going to be the same for the outdoor courts as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Our courts are going to be, first off, the outdoor courts are going to be free walk-in use. But if you do, there will be a fee for rent if you want to hold a tournament or get specific, run a clinic at one of the tennis courts. There will be that option to reserve that for a nominal fee. But we're excited that our hockey in particular, they're excited that they think they can do some off-season training on the deck hockey with some eye-hand coordination stuff. And along with our tennis instructors and the instructors who run clinics, they'll be able to utilize the outdoor courts as well.
We're talking with Tony Caltury. He is the Parks and Recreation Director for Beaver County. And Tony, the event coming up today at 12, of course, with Brady's Run grand reopening of the outdoor courts. Is there any other further renovations that are taking place? I know we talked about the deck hockey, but is there any other future plans as far as upgrades or new things that may be coming to Brady's Run?
Not at this time of just normal maintenance and general upkeep. We're always looking for ideas. At all three parks, Brush Creek, Old Economy Park, and Brady's Run, we recently did the roads and parking lots and paving and giant paving projects. So that was great to see in those three parks. So we're always looking for improvement, but no major projects in the works right now. We're always looking for things. Something I'd like to tackle is our better mapping of our trail system. So people from the outside community who aren't used to Brady's Run or Old Economy or Brush Creek Park, they can ease our trails, utilize our trails with ease.
Why do you think they're not currently being easy, or do you think that's just a matter of accessibility?
I think both the accessibility and the mapping. There's some new technology that when we originally did the mapping that now there's apps on your phone you can use. I know our mountain bike community utilizes that as well. So I think just better ease and mapping them. So and even just signage on the trails. I would like to see an improvement on, and that's something we're always looking to do and improve our parks. The ease and safety of all of our users is paramount.
It is interesting to hear that version, though, because you mentioned mountain biking on top of pickleball. It just feels like there's all these new activities that are sort of rising in Beaver County. They may have always been there, but they seem to be rising in popularity. And like you say, because of that, there's this notion to sort of ease into that and connect with those people in those groups.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the mountain bike community and Brady's Run and our parks have always been a hot spot for trail usage, whether it be jogging, mountain bike, or even horseback riding. We have multi-purpose trail. I think now we're just highlighting that and making sure that they all can coexist, and they're doing it as safely as possible. And we're attracting people, Beaver County residents and people from the outside when they come to our parks, that they can easily utilize and maximize our parks.
Again, the event today is the reopening of the outdoor courts at Brady's Run Park. It takes place at noon today, and I take it that it's open to the public?
Absolutely. Starting at noon, we're going to break the locks. Instead of a ribbon cutting, we're going to break the locks, and it'll be open to the public starting at noon today.
That's a more intense version of instead of the usual snip.
Yes.
I like that. I like the aggressiveness of it, but that's going to be a fun event, and I'll be there to cover that as well. So full details later on today at beavercountyradio.com. But Tony, thank you so much for coming in to talk about that with us. I'll be seeing you in a little bit for the commissioners meeting, and then after that for the grand reopening of the outdoor courts at Brady's Run Park.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
It's currently 8:51 on AM Beaver County, and Teleform is just around the corner here for a Wednesday morning.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio.